Good morning, everybody. It is good to be back with you. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about our realistic fiction story today. Remember that our I can statement for this week is I can write an effective realistic fiction composition. Remember that composition means a story or a piece of writing that we are working on. So that could be a fiction story or a nonfiction story. It could be a lot of different things. This week, remember, we are focusing on realistic fiction. So we've talked about what components an effective realistic fiction story would contain. We talked about what makes an effective introduction. Yesterday, we were focusing more on the body paragraphs of our writing, and that's where we're going to stay today. So remember, in our body paragraphs, we want to make sure we are talking about everything that's happening as the problem develops. And part of the way we can keep the reader interested as we develop that problem, develop that plot, is by including a lot of dialogue, things that people are saying to each other, the thoughts and feelings of characters. We really want to let the audience inside the mind and kind of the heart of our characters. We also want to include lots of descriptive details so that the reader can really picture what they are reading as they read it. So we want them to be able to visualize what's happening in this story. So I'm going to read for you my next paragraph today. This is my second body paragraph. Remember that your body paragraph can be 1, 2, 3 paragraphs at a time. It doesn't have to just be one. At the end of the week, we want at least 3 good paragraphs, but if you have more than that, that's perfectly fine. That'll probably help your grade in the long run. So let's go ahead and read. I want you guys to follow along with my mouse. It says, Kara followed the rest of the family into the house. Beth was sitting across the room on the couch. She jumped up and ran across the room to Kara when she saw her. "Hi, cousin," Beth yelled and gave Kara a hug. "Do you want to play Go Fish with me before the big meal?" Beth asked. Kara reluctantly agreed and went over to the couch to play with her. As they played the game, Beth kept getting more and more matches and eventually won the game. "That was fun," Beth said with a smile. "Thanks for playing with me." Kara was surprised that Beth did not start jumping around and bragging when she won. "That's weird," Kara thought to herself. So if we review, remember earlier in the story, the problem was that Kara did not want to go to her cousin's house because whenever she was with her cousin was always trying to be the best at everything. Was always trying to one-up her in whatever they were doing. So when they got to the house and Kara and Beth asked, "Kara, do you want to play Go Fish with me?" Beth was thinking to herself, "Oh no, here we go again. She's going to try to win and make a big deal about it." So it says, I already know how she was feeling because it says Kara reluctantly agreed. If you do something reluctantly, that means you really aren't too excited about actually doing it. So I'd let you know right there how she's feeling, and there is a lot of dialogue to kind of convey some of the action, and it helps you picture it in your mind as well. So as they were playing, Beth actually won. And instead of doing what Kara thought she was going to do by bragging and gloating, she actually said, "Hey, thanks for playing. That was a lot of fun," in a very polite, kind way. And that made Kara surprised. She kind of took a step back and thought to herself, "That's weird." Because Kara thought she was going to start bragging a lot, and that's not what ended up happening. So maybe Beth has changed. Maybe we may be on the track to solving this problem, but we don't know exactly how it's going to be solved yet. And that's what I, as the writer, should be focusing on in my next paragraph tomorrow. So remember, as you write, make sure you're adding dialogue, what the characters are thinking, what they're feeling. Continue to develop your problem and include as many descriptive details in your text as you can. Make it interesting. Don't just say it in the most basic way. Make it interesting for your reader. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd love to help you guys over Zoom, and have a great rest of your day.